Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Marty's Toybox. For today's video, we're going to be going over my opinions on Money in the Bank 2024. So I do stream these now, and I do post clips on TikTok, so if you want my live reactions to moments in the matches and stuff like that, be sure to go check it out. But Money in the Bank was in Toronto, Canada this year, and we had a pretty good lineup of matches. We had the men's Money in the Bank, the women's, Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn. We had Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins, and then a six-man match with the Bloodline, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes. You know, I had high expectations coming into this show, especially with the Triple H regimen and stuff like that. So we'll go over each match, match by match, and we'll talk about it, and then talk about the pay-per-view as a whole at the end. So kicking us off, we had the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. We had LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, Carmelo Hayes, Chad Gable, Jey Uso, and Andrade. You know, in Money in the Bank matches, you get a lot of cool spots, a lot of power bombs, a lot of movements, and it was a really good match. You know, it was good through and through. There was a few mishaps here and there. You know, the power bombs and stuff like that were cool, and it's great. They're spot fest, and it ended with Drew McIntyre winning it in a really cool way as well. He threw a ladder like a spear to Jey Uso on top of the ladder. Overall, it was a pretty good match. I would say 3.5, 4 stars out of 5. You know, Money in the Bank ladder matches, they're chaos, and it's fun. And Drew McIntyre winning this, we'll talk about what happened here in a little bit. I don't think it was the right decision. I think we would have been better off with a younger guy like Carmelo Hayes winning, or like Jey Uso, or LA Knight. Either one of those, I think, should have won rather than Drew McIntyre. And we'll talk about why in a little bit. So the next match was Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn. Now, going into this match, I honestly thought Braun Breaker was going to run through Sami Zayn. You know, with how it's been, I mean, Breaker's went on. He's beat Dragunov, you know, he beat Sheamus, and he's beat a long list of guys, like really strong guys, and he was at the top of the mountain. I don't think he has a career loss under WWE on the main roster yet. You know, and he's proven, he's young, he's just in the end of this business. He is a future WrestleMania main eventer. And the match was back and forth a lot more than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was, you know, really going to be maybe Sami Zayn a little bit, or maybe Braun Breaker really one-sided. Towards the end, Sami Zayn gets back, but then loses. But it turns out Sami Zayn won. And this was the first questionable booking decision of the night, in my opinion. Yes, Sami Zayn is a great wrestler. Don't get me wrong. He beat Gunther at Mania. I really enjoyed that and stuff like that. But I think with Braun Breaker, he's at that level to be the champion. His work on the mic, his work in the ring, in just a short amount of time, he's done fantastic things. But Sami Zayn ended up winning. But for the match, I would give it 3 stars out of 5. It wasn't, you know, it was a wrestling match. It was a pay-per-view match. It was back and forth. I just think it really had the wrong winner to it. And then after that, we had Priest and Rollins. So, a couple things happened in this match. So, first off, it was a good match. You know, it was a rematch of the WrestleMania match and stuff like that. And I fully expected, basically, WrestleMania to happen again. So, I thought that going into it, the match would end with Seth Rollins winning, to be honest. You know, because the Judgment Day has been having issues, storyline-wise and stuff like that. You know, I thought that they were going to put it on Rollins. But then after, it's basically WrestleMania deja vu, where Drew McIntyre comes in to cash in, and then he gets screwed by Punk. I was partially right. So the ending of the match was messed up. So Rollins hit a powerbomb or some move. I forget exactly what it was. 1, 2. Damian Priest never kicks out at 3. So the cues and the timing of everything was super off on this, because Priest was supposed to kick out, and then right after he kicks out, then Drew McIntyre's music hits. But Damian Priest did not kick out, and that caused a few issues. First of all, the lights in the crowd, you know, they're off during matches, they came on. And, like, Seth Rollins sort of backed up. He's like, wait, what just happened? And there was a moment of hesitation for all of the guys. And then finally, Drew McIntyre's music hits. He comes out of the ring, he cashes in. It's officially a triple threat match because the bell never rang. The match was still going on. You know, we had Drew McIntyre. He almost got stomped, but he hit a Claymore on Rollins. He almost got the South of Heavens done on him, and he countered that, and he botched it. He went for a Claymore, but he kind of went too low and hit Priest in his stomach. But anyways, then CM Punk comes out, and CM Punk starts beating up McIntyre with a title. stuff like that. Throws him in. Damian Priest, 1, 2, 3, wins. Now, don't get me wrong. You need to further the storyline of CM Punk and Drew McIntyre for SummerSlam. When the kettle finally overboils, I guess we could say. But I don't like the fact that they used the men's Money in the Bank he had it for an hour just to further the storyline of McIntyre and Punk. They could have done it without doing that. They could have done it multiple other ways to elevate the storyline, but they wasted the men's Money in the Bank. And the men's Money in the Bank, it's had bad bookings the past 3 years. Under the Vince McMahon era, you had Otis win, and they did nothing with it. So then they put it on The Miz. Like, it was a Money in the Bank briefcase on the line match, and The Miz won, and he cashes in and stuff like that. And then last year, Austin Theory wins, and he had not last year, the year before that, Austin Theory wins, and he had it for a little bit, stuff like that, but he cashes in on the United States title. Last year, it was good with Priest. There wasn't a really direction for the first little bit of it, but then under the Triple H regimen, Priest really rose up to the top, and he cashes in at Mania and wins. But then this year, they just waste it. So that's 1 out of 4 times that they've done good with Money in the Bank for the men's side, and it definitely needs to be changed. So anyways, after that match, we had the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Now, I feel bad for a lot of these women. So, a lot of things that happened in the match. Timing was off. There was a lot of miscues. And the main thing that I noticed was they struggled with positioning the ladders for moves. At one point in the match, Lyra Valkyria, she was going to set up a ladder. And she couldn't get the ladder open. Not, legitimately could not get it open. So then she's like, okay. She goes over, she does a drop kick through the middle rope on Chelsea Green with the ladder. But right before she does that, you see Zoe Starks coming in the background of the camera, So originally it was supposed to be Lyra getting drop kicked, right? And that Chelsea Green moment was never supposed to happen. But instead, you have Lyra trying to stop the ladder. You see Zoe Starks behind her. Lyra can't get the ladder set up. So then she does a drop kick to Chelsea Green. Comes back, still can't kiss the ladder, and then gets drop kicked by Zoe Starks. And the ladders were mispositioned a lot. At one point, Tiffany Stratton went to get thrown into the ladder in the corner, but instead of it being laid diagonally, it was sort of slanted. So Tiffany literally had to turn her body as she was running towards the ladder to go into it. And the scariest part of this match came when Zoe Starks had the ladder. I forget who was on it. I want to say it was Io Sky was on. So the ladder was right under the turnbuckle, right? You had Io Sky on it, and then Zoe Starks went to do a move off the top rope, but the ladder was way too close to the edge of the ring. So when Zoe Starks did the move, she completely missed the ladder, and her head ended up landing on the very corner of the ladder, possibly giving her a concussion. Towards the end of the match was Chelsea Green finally on the top of the ladder, but then she gets knocked over 2 tables by Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton goes up and wins. I like that decision. I think the Tiffany Stratton Money in the Bank run could be great. I treat Money in the Bank briefcase winners as title holders. They have a run with the briefcase. They do stuff with it and create moments with it. And then Tiffany Stratton was already talking about redesigning the briefcase and making it a purse and putting painting on it. So we'll definitely get a custom briefcase for Stratton, which I look forward to. It was a lot of botches, but honestly, it was a car crash, but it was a car crash that I thoroughly enjoyed. So then last but not least, the 6-man tag. So last night, the current lineup of the show was this match kicking off and then Priest and Rollins main eventing. Well, this morning, the rundown was changed to this match main eventing. So I'm like, okay, there's got to be something big. Something's got to happen. Nothing happened. Not a damn thing. This match was a match that could have been ran on Raw. Could have been ran on SmackDown. It had too much time as well. One issue with the pay-per-view, there was a lot of promo packages and just videos. It literally, I want to say, took up 45 minutes of the show. Those promo packages and stuff. The match, it was okay. Towards the end, the ref gets knocked out. They demolish Solo, go for the pin, but there's no ref there. The classic. And then what's his name? Tongaloa got involved, because he was on the outside. He wasn't in the match. And they ended up, the Bloodline ended up winning. And it was a match that could have been right on Raw and SmackDown. And I really thought that, You know, something was going to happen, but nothing happened. And it was just really boring, in my opinion. So overall, the best match of this pay-per-view was the women's. It was a car crash, but it was entertaining. Booking decisions, the only one that I personally like is Tiffany Stratton winning. And, I mean, this match, I mean, the Bloodline needed to win to further them as dominant people. You know, they did need that. I don't like the decision of the Rollins match. I don't like the decision of Breakker losing, and I don't like the decision of Drew McIntyre winning the briefcase just to fail his cash in an hour later. Now, at one point, John Cena did come out during the show and announced that 2025 will be his last year in the WWE. So he's going to go on a full run throughout the entire year, starting at the Royal Rumble. And that was honestly the best moment of the show, in my opinion. But let me know, what do you guys think of Money in the Bank down in the comment section below. And I thank you guys for watching. Tune in tomorrow to the stream where we'll be watching NXT Heatwave. And I'll see you guys next time.